I'm here now. This is what I've always been dreaming about. My first day of living in the US. After I had started the day off on my own because everyone else was working, I was picked up by my host mom, Rebecca, to go get my physical so I could start participating in football practice. This is Park River, my hometown for the next few months. I was impressed at how old most things looked. For me, coming from a bigger town, not far from a big city, I was used to seeing mostly new things, but things here seemed to go a little slower. We get to the medical center of Park River, which I thought was kind of crazy as well, considering this town only has a population of around 2,000 people. I brought my insurance information and waited for a solid 20 minutes in a room until someone came to see me. But that didn't really bother me, as you can see. After they had asked me some questions, I received a signed physical, which I now had to turn into my school. At the school, we also set up my schedule, and the principal showed me around. I honestly did not expect to have a gym here, so I was kind of glad we actually have one. Afterwards, we went grocery shopping at the little grocery store in Park River, and they had these things everywhere, which I thought was kind of cool. Oh, and they also sold my school's merchandise, but they didn't have any fitting pants, so I just looked for a tee and a sweatshirt. This one was a little small, but the fit on this I liked. Park River. It was crazy for me to see all these huge bags and sizes of stuff. I would probably just die from diabetes if I ate all those things. The cashier also put everything into plastic bags, which I knew was going to happen, but that concept is still a thing I have to get used to. Then we went to Dairy Queen and I got a slush. On our way back home, we stopped by the actual farm, which is also where my host grandparents live, but their dog did not look happy to see me. My host mom also picked up some stuff I would need for football practice, like my mouth guard and a cup. Unfortunately, it was not the right size, as I happened to be a little too old to wear a boy's XL. Rebecca also got me new sheets I could put on my bed, and they are really comfy. Well, it was not yet time to put those to use, though. The last thing we did that day was to go out to the horses and feed them and the pigs, which were huge. Like, literally, they almost go up to my waist. That was fun and a new experience for me. They also delivered my suitcase that day, so I finally had all of my stuff back. New sheets. Oh yeah, and I also got this new pillow.
The key to more success is to have a lot of pillows. A lot. I'm talking about a lot.
Started off the second morning with breakfast burritos, and when I'm telling you they were good, they were good. My free time before practice I then spent working on the video of my trip here, and I was honestly kind of tired. I got to the school and my coaches got me a helmet as well as a locker. Practice went well, but I had to have 3 practices without a pad until I could go full contact and 9 before I could play in a game, so this practice was pretty much just me running. Practice was over and I got to see the place Rebecca owns, the Bible camp. We had supper there. That's what they call dinner up here, which I thought was kind of funny. Wednesday morning, I tried on some cleats, but they unfortunately were too small for my feet. After practice, we had spaghetti for supper. Thursday morning, my host parents made French toast and bacon for breakfast. That was delicious. I also tried root beer for the first time, and honestly, I did not like it, as you can tell. It tasted kind of like freshly impregnated shoes. Well, I tried to make myself helpful and gave the horses their ration for the day. After practice, I was also handed my jerseys as the first game was the next day. Friday was exciting. We had a team meal before the game, which consisted of a lot of hearty foods and chocolate milk. The team stretched in the gym while I was just sitting around in silence watching them. The game then started at 7 and it was pouring.
Black. Let's go, Everett! Go, go!
Even though I did not get to play, the experience was great. It's kind of similar to an American football game we play in Europe, yet kind of different. I can't really explain it. Well, we lost, and as you can tell, we were wet as hell after the game. On Saturday, it was time to go to Grand Forks for school shopping and looking for football equipment for me. On the road, there were huge trucks everywhere, which I am not used to, as the cars in Europe are a lot more compact most of the time. For the sports stuff, we went to Shields in hope of finding everything there, but they neither had pads my size nor any helmets, which was kind of a bummer. I found out later that apparently there seems to be a helmet shortage in the US right now, as even high school teams have trouble finding new ones. But I found no cleats. They had size 14s, so they fitted not as tight as the 13s from earlier that week, which was good, so I had to cop them. For lunch, we went to Jimmy John's. Funny place, funny sandwich. It was literally so huge. Tasted only okay though. Not the best sandwich I've ever had. After that little break, we continued our shopping. Now at Target. Super Target.
We thought it meant like $8.
Got some school supplies like notebooks, folders, pens, and pencils. After this, I was so tired that I took a nap in the car. When I woke up, we went to another place to look for football equipment, but they didn't have any either. We went back home, picked up pizza on the way, and watched the movie Tombstone, which wrapped the day up. Sunday morning started with another new experience. I tried Captain Crunch Peanut Butter Crunch. It tasted really good. So good that I had to eat another bowl. We went to church and there was a special outside service that Sunday. Blessing of the animals and backpacks. Somebody brought their cow Wellington, we brought the dogs.
Yeah.
Our backpacks and dogs got blasted, as well as Wellington. We had lunch there and they also served a muffin-like thing called German chocolate for some reason. This has nothing to do with German chocolate. Well, I tried it and it was fairly good. Afterwards, we went on a cattle drive. We got the horses saddled and brought them through the cattle's pasture.
Why not? It's hard. I don't know how they. Sometimes people do at my house.
I was up front with someone else to set the pace for the cattle. Seeing everyone else on their horses made me feel like I was in a Western movie. That was a crazy experience for me. Well, the whole thing took a while, as once in a while the cattle broke out and we had to get them back on the track. But we eventually made it back to the farm. After desaddling the horses, we went back to our house and had supper with everyone that helped. For dessert, there was these bars, and they were sweet, but so good, and therefore a lot closer to German chocolate on the scale of tastiness than those things. Well, that wraps up my first week in the States. I made a lot of new experiences, which I am already more than thankful for. Let's see what the next week brings.